I think we've gotten great coverage on water. We've got consistent, regular coverage on water, at least the Clean Water Plan and the program and the consent decrees. And I know it's very sexy because we were paying fines and now we're not, and the catch basins overflow. I mean, there's lots of visuals associated with that. I don't think we have really covered the relationship of what Atlanta is doing with water and what we need to do in the state as thoroughly as we could, because it is interrelated. We have to be part of the state plan, and it is frustrating to me sometimes that the smaller story, which is the Atlanta story, $3 billion story, doesn't get put in the context of the tens of $1 billion program that the state of Georgia needs. And I think that's been a missed opportunity. I often think, and this is not what you've missed, I often think that the stories are disjointed. They're not related to each other. It's like the media is not reading each other's stories. And that those of us as the readers have to make the connections. And that's frustrating to me. And some of you know that because I send emails to members of the media and say, what's going on in the recession and the downturn? Let's just talk about it. You've had two questions on crime. I mean, the media's coverage is, well, Atlanta's doing this and DeKalb's doing this and Clayton is doing that. But the truth of the matter is there is something that's happening in the region around crime, what's happening in the region around water. And often the articles and the stories and the coverage is so narrow that we just assume people can put all the pieces together. And that's very frustrating to me. Maybe because I do this every day. And I would prefer to see, nearly every important story that is written or broadcast or really to say, this is what's happening in Atlanta, and this is how it relates to what's going on in the region. I think it would be a huge advantage to the public to be able to see these things in the context. I'm not asking to change the whole focus of the story, and I think that is largely missed. I actually think it's missed every day in nearly every story. And that was not what you thought I was going to say. You thought I was going to talk more about an issue. I think the next thing that is missed, and this is an issue, the Atlanta airport is not covered as if it is an economic stimulus. It is covered as if it's an operation. And it is an economic stimulus, and most states in the United States, or at least 30 of them, would die to have the airport. To have had the visionary leadership of 70 years ago and then 50 years ago and 30 years ago that has developed the kind of aviation infrastructure that allows us to have 89 million passengers last year and billions of dollars worth of cargo move. This community built that from the ground up, from a dirt road. We built it from the ground up, but it is rarely covered as in relationship to the economic stimulus that it is. And I just think that's something that's missed. I think it's been missed for a long time, not just in the last 7 years. So those would be the kind of things that I would recommend.